You got a certain segment of society that are very defiant. They hate law enforcement, and this Black Lives Matter movement has perpetuated the violence we've seen here lately.
Mike Lewis, Sheriff, you came in from about 2.5 hours away, brought with you one of your big MRAVs. That's the same kind of thing they have in Afghanistan. What's the reception you've gotten as you've arrived?
Well, we're here at the request of the governor. The governor actually put out a request to all law enforcement statewide, requesting an additional 600 riot-equipped police officers, 10 armored vehicles. We responded at the request of the governor, and we've been here for the last 2 days down in Baltimore City. As you well know, this is ground zero. This is where it's all taking place. And we've been standing here, and it's hard to believe, standing next to a Memorial Baptist church. Those inside the church that are prohibited from coming outside the church having given us the finger the entire time we're here. And it's shocking to see medic bands on their arms giving law enforcement the middle finger.
They arrived in Baltimore early Tuesday morning and were asked to guard the Baltimore City Police headquarters and City Hall. About halfway through their trip, they responded to what Sheriff Lewis called ground zero. While he says he was blown away by the support and donations from local business owners, he was equally shocked by protesters.
They were mouthing very vulgar obscenities to myself and my deputies, and there was tear gas in the air that was burning our throats and our eyes. We responded very quickly at the urgent request of the governor.
You got a certain segment of society that are very defiant. They hate law enforcement, and this Black Lives Matter movement has perpetuated the violence we've seen here lately.
We want to protect people, but when challenged, we will fight you to the death. It's the bottom line.
Do I think we can ever win this war on drugs? Do I think we can ever win all these criminal organizations infiltrating and flourishing throughout the United States? And the answer to that is, quite frankly, no. But we simply can't sit back and allow them to travel into or through my county undetected, unmolested, or unabated. No one has a constitutional right to escape detection.
You got a certain segment of society that are very defiant. They hate law enforcement, and this Black Lives Matter movement has perpetuated the violence we've seen here lately.
The sheriff there was very strong about it shouldn't be Black Lives Matter or Cops Lives Matter. It should be All Lives Matter.
Absolutely.
And take a listen to what one of the organizers of Black Lives Matter had to say about that thought.
When people say all lives matter, it's actually a violent statement, because the only time that people say all lives matter is in opposition to Black Lives Matter. And it's the most violent statement of love that you can do.
I won't ask you what violent statement of love means, but the concept that you're going to say one type of life matters more than another type of life matters seems antithetical to the idea of having peace on our streets.
That's a racist, ludicrous statement he just made right there. There's no question about that. All lives do matter, but that's a very ludicrous and racist statement just made right there.
Thanks to both of you for joining us. And Julius, you asked the questions that we just saw. Did you get the answers from Hillary Clinton you expected, you wanted?
I got the answer that I expected, but I didn't get the answer that I wanted.